been a while since I worked on it. Look at that beaut. My brand new old carburetor. It's new old stock. I don't know when it was made. Probably in the 60s or something. I'm just comparing to see if I need to adjust where my throttle linkage goes. I don't think so. My fuel inlet, I'll have to put it here probably, which is fine. That shouldn't be a problem. My choke string works a little different, but it'll be alright. I need to make sure the fuel's turned off. Got my battery charging back up. It's been so long since I've done anything. Very good fuel level anyway. So if you watched the previous episode, you'd see that I had it running, kinda. It would run smooth. It would start up and run smooth for about, I don't know, 5 seconds, and then it just acted like it wasn't getting enough fuel. We fiddled and tinkered around with it for a couple days, and after a couple of days of tinkering around with it, my dad comes out and says, "Yeah, I think I changed that carburetor, and it never ran right after that." Lo and behold, he goes up into his barn, finds the original carburetor within 5 minutes, which is that's no small miracle. His barn is not organized. It's a Tillotson 2-piece carburetor. So the top here is in 2 pieces, and that seam right there, the only thing underneath that seam that keeps dirt and crap from building up inside the carburetor is this flimsy little gasket. There's nothing else in between it. So when I took apart this carburetor, I see why my dad took it off, because it was full of sand. Just sand. So there's no way it was running with the original carburetor on it. This is the one that was on it. As you can see, it's quite a bit smaller than the one I'm gonna put on it all around. So I'm thinking this will solve the problem, because it just acted like it would start and run, and then it wouldn't have enough fuel to keep going. So I'm hoping that's what it is. And this is my old stock, but it's new. Brand new, just hasn't been used since it was new a long time ago. It's got a few more adjustments on it, so hopefully I can fine tune it in a little better. And everything else looks pretty much the same. The throttle is in the same spot basically. My fuel inlet is about the same spot, which I gotta take that off yet. Other than that, it should bolt right up. I think it's the same pattern and everything. So the guy that sold it to me works on Cletrac a lot. He was confident it would work. Sediment bulb on it already, but because I've seen the inside of the fuel tank, I'm going to put on one of them just as a little extra filtering to protect that carburetor, because they're kind of rare and expensive. It's got a whole lot of extra room up there. A little bit bigger than the carburetor that was on there, so it fits nice and tight like it's supposed to. The original one with a flat head on it. I'm a big fan of flat heads. Use some all new hoses, but we'll worry about that when she runs. Just gotta hook up my fuel line now. My fuel line's a little extra long, but it's just temporary. You can get it to run and then make something more permanent after she's run a little while. Didn't want to ruin my nice long hose by cutting it into some smaller chunks, so I just left it long. I'll coil it up out of the way once I get it in. I'm sure you're real excited, Shannon. I'm sure they are too, watching hose clamps go on. Ooh, real riveting stuff. You're probably wondering, where's the action? Where's it running? Where's it plowing? Well, it's the in-between times that make the most difference. It's the in-between. God likes to make us wait. He does it all the time. Take it right back to the garden when the sin first happened. Why didn't God just fix it then? Why wait 6,000 years? 4,000 for Jesus to come. And what was it, like 1,500 years or so before the flood and destroyed the world? Why did they have to wait? Why all this time in between? Well, that's a good question. It's a question we'll have to ask when we get there. But the family keeps growing because God's patient. The kingdom keeps growing because God's waiting for all to come to a knowledge of the truth. And those who will repent and believe and repent will make it in the kingdom because God's patient and not willing that any will perish. So that's the long answer is why I'm taking my time. And why there's lots of in-between time. It's because the in-between time is important time. Yeah, there's a lot of in-between time with the last time I worked on this. It's probably not quite a year since I actually touched this thing. I miss the old girl. Close. Need to tune up yet. But it's running. She runs. Not super smooth. I think I'm going to need some new spark plug wires and some new spark plugs. That'll probably help it a lot. I don't think it's not backfiring anything or anything funny like that, so I don't think we've got a sticky valve anymore. Fuel line keeps getting a little bit gummed up. I'm glad I put in that extra filter. Filter doesn't look too bad, but there's some chunks in the gas tank that I think it keeps clogging it. But she runs. Tune-up kit, I gotta patch some coolant leaks, which I'm still trying to determine. I don't think the radiator's really leaking. But there's a couple of obvious coolant holes that need fixing. You'll see those next time. Carburetor's working. Choke's working. Fuel filter's working. Exhaust manifold's working. She runs. It's that much closer to dozing again. Now I just got my choker cable to untie. Real fancy stuff. Guess I tied it so that it wouldn't come off. That's an aftermarket choke cable, just so you know.